As we all know that there is a lot of pressure to give up on analog mode and adopt digital technology in radio. Why do you think this is?
It's actually very, very important and relevant question.
Hmm.
Analog and digital, first of all, analog is a old technology and the digital is the new technology. And any old technology, there are disadvantages because if as far as the radio is concerned in analog, it is both power as well as the spectrum hungry. But within the same spectrum in digital, we can broadcast much more channels, much more content, what we can do in analog. That is the biggest advantage. And second main advantage of digital is that the power which we require for digital is much less than what is required in analog. So it's a very, very efficient win-win situation as far as the digital is concerned. I'll just show you one channel. So like when you see, when you talk about radio, normally the radio, we say that there is a radio on that there is a screen and you only listen to the audio program. That's all. Nothing else is there. No text, no other information, no graphics is there.
Hmm.
So like I am just showing the channel. So like this is the channel of All India Radio from Delhi, Nangli. And if you see here this channel, uh, you find that on the screen, this is the radio screen, what you see on the screen. And here you see there is one FM rainbow channel. Now
Hmm.
I want to listen to the FM radio channel. There is a news channel.
Hmm.
So the listener now is not getting only one channel, is getting here in the case, getting two channels. There is another station, Delhi Mall Road, you see here. These are all live channels. Here you see there are three audio programs. One is a news channel. This is a news channel. Then there is a Vid Bharati channel, which is in audio. And then there is one Ragam channel. So it is not only one channel, it is multiple channel coming from the same frequency. So instead of just one program, three programs. Now, in addition to that, there is one service known as general line. If you see the general line, what is happening on the radio screen, you get all this information. So like I want to see the top news. I can see the top news. And these are the news coming from All India Radio website, straight away coming to the radio. So like there's the headlines and I can go to the details of the headlines and those information comes along with the pictures. This is all, please see, it is all coming on the radio. It is not TV.
Hmm.
And like that, I can go on scrolling and see the various informations coming on the screen. So like the headlines. Similarly, I would say like I want to, instead of top news, I want to see international news. All international news are available. Then sports news, state news, national news, sports news. So like sports news is also there. So like that, the radio has that full interactivity and this information is coming in English. It can come in multiple languages. It can come in Hindi, Bangla, Gujarati, Marathi, Malayalam. So because it is a Unicode system. So this is the biggest advantage that it gives multiple channels of audio. Along with the audio, it gives the information in text and because particularly those who can't listen to the audio, say hearing impaired people, now they can at least see the information on their screen. And then as I said, it requires much lesser power. If the coverage area of analog transmitter, whatever we achieved with the 1 kilowatt transmitter, the same coverage in a digital DRM we can achieve with just 10%, about 100 watt of power. So a lot of power saving is there. So these are the main advantages of the DRM digital over analog.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, don't you think that digital technologies are in their own way exclusive and are not really easily accessible?
No, it is not like that. You see, any new technology, when it comes, it takes time to flourish. So, same thing has happened in digital. Unfortunately, in digital radio, in the world today, there are three main systems which are working. Had there been only one system, it that that adoption would have been much easier. But because there are three systems, so like there is a DAB plus. DAB plus is being used in Europe, and US is using SD radio, whereas most of the other countries are using the DRM. Because there are three different systems, so adoption is taking much more time, I should say.
Okay, okay, sir. So, what are the different audio broadcasting system available in India, and where is DRM placed in this landscape?
Yeah. Again, I will show by sharing the screen.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Are you able to see?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So as far as India is concerned, if we see that the population is 1.3 billion, but there are three main broadcasters. One is a public service broadcaster, which is All India Radio, has a large network of medium wave, shortwave, and FM transmitters, and giving the domestic coverage practically 100% on medium wave and about 52, 53% on FM. And external services are also there, which are on shortwave in multiple languages. There are private broadcasters, about 330, who are covering about 40%, and there is expansion plan. And then there are about 200 plus community radio stations. So like all these broadcasters, and as far as public service broadcaster All India Radio is concerned, and has adopted the digital radio DRM, and it is the largest deployment in the world with 39 transmitters. 35 are medium wave and 4 are short wave. And when all these transmitters, they operate in full digital, and about 900 million people, about 70% population of the country, will have the coverage on digital. And already, they have adopted, All India Radio has adopted DRM, and giving a lot of program, including the emergency warning now there. These are the transmitters which All India Radio is have installed. And if you see the two transmitters of 1000 kilowatt, just see the 1000 kilowatt power. What will be the coverage area of this transmitter? One is at Rajkot on the western border of India, and one is on Calcutta, that is the eastern border of the country. Then there are 300 kilowatt, 200 kilowatt, 100 kilowatt, 20 kilowatt. Like that, total 35 transmitters are already working, and six more are coming up. Already out of these six, two are carrying the pilot service at Hyderabad and Visakhapatnam, and four more are just coming soon. They are 100 kilowatt and 100 kilowatt. So this is a big deployment by All India Radio. And what All India Radio is doing is that out of these 35 transmitters which I mentioned, four transmitters in four metro cities, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, and Delhi, they are working in pure DRM, because this is the biggest advantage of this technology, that this part of the power can go in digital and the remaining can go in analog. So that is also there. That we call as the simulcast mode. But when you run in pure DRM, pure digital, the coverage is much more. So four transmitter round the clock, except 2 hours in the daytime for the maintenance time, are working in the pure DRM. And the remaining 31 transmitters are working in simulcast mode. And of course, 1 hour they are working in pure DRM during daytime. And the full details are there on the AIR Sahabharti website. And the biggest advantage is not retuning of the receivers is not required when the transmission is in simulcast mode or in pure digital mode. So this is the deployment as far as alternate radio is concerned. And the shortwave also, All India Radio, as I mentioned, 4 transmitters are already working since 2009. See, long back, 14 years back, and the details of those transmitters. And the receivers is the main issue, because for receiving the digital, you need a separate receiver. The existing receiver which receive the analog FM transmission or analog medium wave and shortwave transmitter cannot receive the digital transmission. So you need a digital receiver. And the very good plus point is that lot of the cars like Maruti Suzuki, Hyundai, Mahindra, Toyota, MG Motors, Mercedes, all these cars are coming with the inbuilt the DRM receivers. So in all, about 5 million, about 50 lakh cars on the road today are already having the DRM built in their cars. And of course, a lot of standalone receivers are also coming by different manufacturers, as you see on the screen. Even in mobile, that when you go to the DRM in FM band, like community radio stations, when they become digital, you can receive also on the mobile phones. And this is the growth of the passenger cars with the DRM. And you see the graph that it is increasing, that most of the cars are coming with the DRM digital built in. So this is great. And as far as your question, which are the systems available in the country in India? So far, only DRM has been operational in India. Test has been done of the SD radio also. But the service is right now going only in the DRM, but in medium wave and short wave. But the DRM is best suited even for the FM band. So the government is to take a decision and announce that DRM will be adopted in FM band also. Once the decision is taken, then even the private broadcasters and community radio stations, along with Prasar Bharati, will also be able to, broadcast in FM band in digital in using DRM. Why I am saying that it is best suited, or some of the reasons are giving on the screen. One is the easy to implement. It's a very, very easy to implement. It's a flexible standard. There are a number of ways you can adopt this standard, whether you without disturbing the analog transmission. That's the biggest thing is. So you can start digital transmission in DRM without disturbing analog. And the backward compatibility, another very, very important feature. Whatever receivers are already there in the market, because they are for medium wave and short wave. Now they are all backward compatible. They can even upgrade without any hardware change. Only by software upgrade, these receivers can also receive the DRM in FM. And it's a single standard, all bands. And it's a biggest thing is a make in India, because the technology, the chip which are used in the receivers are made by NXP. And and even the Chinese receivers, gospel receivers, they are using the NXP chip. So it's a made in India technology, I should say. And so these are the very, very advantages. A number of advantages are listed on the screen, that the DRM is the best suited standard even for the FM band in India.
Okay.
I hope I answer your question.
Yes, beautifully explained, sir. Thank you so much. So, what are the challenges in adoption of digital system as such as DRM, especially in countries like India, and how can they be overcome?
The biggest challenge is the availability of the receivers. That is the main challenge. But as far as the DRM is concerned, as I already mentioned, that the cars are already adopting and rolling out the cars with the DRM, and which can be upgraded to DRM in FM band. So and again, another advantage is the car owners are not charging anything extra from the users for this feature. They are absorbing the total cost. So that is the biggest advantage. But when more and more cars get this, that is the main thing. And the second is the standalone receivers. because still, the standalone receivers in India, of course, in the world, if you see, the radio is now more listenership is only in the cars. When you are, on the road, you listen to the radio. So the radio, the cars are taken care of by the manufacturers. In fact, a number of other car manufacturers, they are also considering to incorporate the DRM in their cars. But they are waiting for the policy announcement by the government that the private broadcasters and the community radio stations, they go digital, they are allowed to go digital, so that all their models, they will roll out the receivers with DRM. That is one challenge. And second challenge is the standalone receivers. Standalone receivers, because the demand is very less, so naturally the cost is a bit high. Receivers are there. Fortunately, even there is one company in India, in Kerala. They have designed the DRM radio in India, and it's a totally made in India radio. They have designed a standalone receiver for mobiles as well as for the cars. And I'm very glad to say that their receiver, which is a software-based digital radio, is very popular, and number of popular models of the cars. I cannot announce their names here because they are keeping it confidential. So they are using the model designed by the Kerala company, and in their cars they are rolling out. And third is the main is the mobile phones. And in mobile phones, there are two segments. One is the mobile phone which are already there in the market. So huge number is there, more than 1 billion mobile phones are there in the market. How do you receive the DRM in them, the DRM digital radio? And second is the new mobile phones which will be coming. In fact, the biggest advantage of the DRM technology is that without any change in the design of the mobile phone, without any hardware changes, the new mobile phones can receive the DRM also as they receive the FM analog. So that's a big advantage. But the receiver manufacturers, when we discuss with them, they say that unless the government announce the policy, we will not incorporate this feature in their mobile. So that's a challenge. And if the government announce the policy, the new mobile phones will also start getting the DRM in FM band reception facility in the mobile phones. And as far as the existing mobile phones are concerned, which do not have this feature, so we can use an external dongle. And with the help of that dongle, I can just show you that. Uh, just a minute. Yeah, you see, this is the mobile phone. You see on the screen in the center,
Yes, sir.
there is a mobile phone and an external dongle has been connected. So
Okay.
any mobile phone which is Android can receive the DRM. As you see, the three
Mhm.
channels are showing on the screen, which is received on the mobile phone.
Mhm.
But that is a challenge. There's a additional cost is there of the dongle. So, but it is possible to receive the DRM in on the mobile phones which are existing in the market. So these are some of the challenges I see. Of course, next challenge is the investment by the broadcasters. So because if they don't have to disturb their analog transmission, so how do they start the digital broadcasting? So one is that the additional infrastructure for digital, or they give some of the power of the analog into digital. But when they do that, their coverage area in analog starts shrinking, which they may not like. So the best way is that they have to put that additional infrastructure, which involve the cost. Of course, cost is there, but there are a number of ways to recover that cost. If you permit me, I can give some of those
Yes,
ideas.
sir. Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Please, just a minute.
Yes, sir.
You see, uh, as I was mentioning, that DRM widens the audience, because you give number of channels. One of the channel can be hits music, or there's a classical music or talk shows. So number of channels means your listeners immediately increase. Once the listeners increase, naturally you get more listeners more revenue. And then in addition to that, as I have mentioned on the screen, with every channel, you give the station name, station logo, service description that this service is coming. So like you see pop music in Hindi, India, DRM, FM, and like the text messages are coming that this song is coming from this picture, who is the singer. So along with the audio on the screen, you get all this information. In addition to that, you see here that some slideshows, some information is coming. So, like when your song is playing, you give some advertisement on the screen. So broadcaster can earn some revenue out of this. So these are all additional, advantages. Then these text messages can be the local ads, sponsored ads, promotional ads, multilingual ads, or even seasonal ads. So like you can segregate, you can do, for a group of audience, I can give the advertisement as per that. This segregation feature is available in this. Then these the different slideshows, as I was mentioning, you can you really, the broadcaster can earn by these ads. So like these, even these ads can be like promotions of some food articles, or pictures, or some brands. So anything, any type of this thing can be there. And here, when this ad comes, when a listener clicks that particular ad, the full information about that ad comes, and the interactivity also can be there if they have the the telephone connectivity on their mobile, so which is normally there. So it gives a lot of opportunity to earn the revenue by all these additional features.
Mhm.
So it's a big advantage of the DRM digital.
Hmm. Yes, sir. Sir, which are the countries that have made their broadcasting totally digital across the three tiers of radio, and how is India placed in the adoption of digital audio technology? Where is India placed right now?
Actually, as far as the total digital is concerned, practically no country in the world has come to total digital, that except one. Of course, there also this thing is there. But as I mentioned, that Europe is broadcasting in DAB
Hmm.
digital,
Hmm.
and US is broadcasting in addition to analog. They are broadcasting in HD radio. But as far as the DRM is concerned, number of countries have adopted as far as the DRM. I'll just show you. Uh, yeah. So, like as already I mentioned about India, which is the largest deployment of the DRM in medium wave and shortwave, and of course, waiting for the policy in the FM band.
Hmm.
And China has mandated DRM for in the shortwave band for the domestic coverage. And Russia has taken a decision that they will be using the DRM in medium wave AM as well as the FM band. So then Indonesia has already, they are putting number of transmitters. Australia has trialed the DRM in shortwave. Pakistan has, a big plan to install the DRM transmitters. Brazil is carrying out the shortwave DRM transmission. Nepal is testing DRM in FM band. Malaysia is interested in DRM. So, like most of these countries in Asia Pacific region and nearby, South Africa has taken a policy decision to adopt the DRM, and Nigeria, Algiers, lot of countries, Romania, even UK, as far as the shortwave service is concerned, because the DRM, the biggest advantage is, in addition to other feature, that DRM is the only standard which works in shortwave band as far as the digital is concerned. Whether it is SD radio or it is DAB, they don't work in shortwave band. So DRM is the only band. So wherever the shortwave band, because shortwave band is very, very important for most of the broadcasters to reach their listeners world over. So for that, so like even UK is using, BBC is using shortwave service in DRM. Germany is testing. Hungary, USA, even USA. Yeah, it's a main thing. US is using this service in DRM, sorry, for the postcard, give them information, those who are going in the sea. So to provide information to them on shortwave, they are using the DRM. Even Asia or other countries like Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, Bangladesh, New Zealand. So they are showing interest. So this is as far as the adoption of the DRM in the world is concerned.
Okay, sir. Sir, you have explained it so beautifully, sir. Thank you so
Thank,
much.
thank you. Welcome.